The United Nations Climate Change Conference in Bonn, Germany, is a platform for governments to implement the Paris Climate Change Agreement and accelerate the transformation to sustainable, resilient, and climate-safe development. The Paris Agreement came to force last November, and the era of implementation has begun. However, the Executive Director, Environmental Rights Action and Friends of the Earth Nigeria, Dr. Godwin Uyiojo, opined at the World Press Conference that the Paris Agreement risks derailing if the pre-2020 climate change actions are neglected, urging rich countries to be alive to their responsibilities by providing means of implementation to stem the growing scope and intensity of climate change impacts globally and especially in Africa.
As climate change impacts grow in scope and intensity, there is the need to focus on pre-2020 climate actions to address the impacts of climate change. We've seen the massive flooding all over Africa, in Nigeria, Mozambique, wherever you can think of. The impacts are severe. People are dying on a daily basis. Hence the need for urgency to act. We cannot wait till after 2020. Action is required now.
On her part, the Executive Director, Asian People's Movement on Debt and Development, Lady Naspil, decried what she described as lack of interest from major stakeholders on the discussions on the vital part of the International Convention on Climate Change. Also speaking, the Director, Demand Climate Justice, Nathan Thankey, said the press conference is to draw attention to the significant impact of climate change and the need to take more action now.
This is clearly very vital if we are even to have any hope of keeping below 1.5 degrees or even 2 degrees, which is the enshrined goal of the Paris Agreement.
We know that we've had this almost a lost decade of inaction from 2012 through to 2020, in which countries, and particularly the developed countries, have not taken on.
As the 23rd Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change ends today in Bonn, Germany, stakeholders expect definite action plans on the pre-2020 climate change plans in order to achieve the Paris Agreement to hold increase in global temperatures less than 2 degrees Celsius. From Bonn, Germany, Sonny Duke Okosun reporting.